You know, BSJ tried doing that with Nakes at one point. Oh god, I vomited in my mouth.
That's pretty bad.
Radiance just... Can we just stop having Radiance work on illusions?
Yeah, that annoyed you, didn't it?
I know that would obviously, it would require some big workarounds and
Naga would need a lot of buffs.
Yeah, you would have to buff some heroes and probably buff Radiance too, but boy, oh boy. I like split pushes that are risky, you know?
Yeah.
Nature's Prophet TPing out to a side lane and trying to take a tower real quickly.
Yeah. They just put it in a bad place where like they had to nerf the illusion damage so they couldn't chip away, but now it's just like you don't do anything. It just delays the game and it's obnoxious to play against.
Watch our Twerk catch all 3 waves as they spawn with Naga. Yeah. Like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning down that kind of opinion about it as well.
Draft number 3 is underway. Puck, a first phase ban for Newbee. They really didn't like Universe playing that in game 1. And EG didn't like the Lina, so they get rid of the Magnus and the Lina this time round.
So what's squeaked through this time?
Monkey King, Spirit,
they still have another ban. They still have another ban.
There's the Lifestealer.
Okay. All right, well, if history has told us anything...
Well, the IO is now out on the table.
Yeah.
Which hasn't been let through against EG this tournament.
I've been thinking about that, whether or not IO can... how much does it actually fit the meta, especially when you have these super other value supports in Earth Spirit and Monkey King.
When I saw Newbee play it, Kaka dominated the lanes basically, but then it just fell off late game. And I feel like that's the problem with the hero right now. It doesn't... The move around the map thing is definitely less useful when there's shrines everywhere and stuff like that. But it's still seen as valuable. Just
in a way, but instead you have this other hero that moves around the map really well,
and scouts.
Wins your lane,
doesn't die,
scales late.
You have a tier 1 team that uses 3 players to try and kill it and can't for some reason.
Yeah, that
was bizarre.
He gets stunned 3 times and still, you know, makes it out.
Hop, skip, and a jump over the trees.
And either way, I don't think you grab IO for game 3, the decider. I think it's like a, we'll change up our strategy and see if they can deal with it thing. I don't think you do it in game 3.
Yeah, if anything, Newbee should feel confident, right? They played well in game 1. We said, like, look, take that away from game 1. You may have had a draft problem, but you played really well. They played very well in game number 2 as on top of that. So just work with what you've got.
I got some heavy-duty sound mixers in that room.
Yeah, what is that? Centaur Earth Spirit? Oh, they're going to go to the Abaddon again.
All right.
You excited, Charlie?
As long as he doesn't go Radiance, Manta.
Literally every Abaddon has gotten minus Radiance.
Okay, that's okay. Go the Radiance, but just don't turn it into a Naga side.
I know KP.
I know KP loves playing Naga, but dear God, don't do this.
I don't think we'll see it without Alk or Naga Siren on the enemy team.
I just want him to get a different item before Octarine, that's all, and I'll be happy. Medallion, I'm in. So CM actually felt good that game, surprisingly.
I mean, the root is really good now. It's a lane winner. The ultimate, the change to the ultimate makes her do a surprising amount of damage into team fights.
I felt like she was really good at solidifying Lina deaths as well. Like even all it takes is a frostbite on a hero like Lina who needs to move, dodge, not take hits. It's like solidifies death. Yeah, I don't know if it'll work as well this game though.
I like that they've kept their options pretty open right now. I'm still not like a huge fan of the Abaddon.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, if we can't get it in the second phase, because we know Newbee are going to ban it at least in the second or third, then we'll take it now.
It's basically like a way that they can actually win the game, unlike last.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely ban Naga Siren. You don't give that combination away.
There we go. The Naga has gone. That was too scary for Newbee to contemplate.
You know, God bless. God bless, honestly.
Which team is going to ban Invoker here?
Yeah, Invoker was a second round ban from Newbee last time, and Elk was as well, so Elk could squeeze through.
5 seconds remaining.
Elk Enigma sounds fun for EG.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit too farm heavy, but good silencer ban. That made Crit's life a little, or not Crit, S4's life a little hard when he played against it. They still could do Warlock, but ultimately the Enigma still had a fairly straightforward time.
Yep. Global silence no longer a problem.
I would
ban the Invoker then. So,
right.
Where do EG go? They do have the option of the Alchemist if they want it.
I don't think they'll take it.
Third or fourth pick.
I mean, they haven't picked it since day 1, have they? And they had some issues with it day 1.
10 seconds
I feel like they'd pick it. I'm not really sure what Newbee's next 2 picks are going to be, but with what they have right now, I think Elk's good.
I like a 3-4 pickup of Weaver for EG right now.
That could work too. I like that.
There's not an overwhelming amount of disables because the lack of initiation from Abaddon. It's a very strong laning hero against Abaddon. Obviously, it's probably save it for a 4th pick because you want to see if they are going to.
So they leave it out and they take it themselves.
Okay.
I don't know if EG was expecting that one.
I think they're still okay with it because they do have Enigma, very value late game, super farmy hero.
And the MK.
Yeah, they've got super good team fight right now and great lockdown.
5 seconds remaining.
We could see a Warlock out of EG.
Reserve time.
It'd be pretty good. I do like the Weaver idea. It would help them lane against Abaddon really well, but maybe against Elk CM it's too dangerous. Oh, they do pick it. All right, so this makes the aggressive nature of EG way more threatening because now Monkey King can be anywhere.
Yep.
We'll count that for like 5 heroes or something like that, and then they can bring somebody else with an IO as well.
So a 7-hero gank out of nowhere globally,
Exactly.
is that what you're saying?
Damn.
Yeah.
And lane pressure advantage against Elk. I mean, that's looking good.
What we need now are 2 self-sustaining cores out of EG because the IO Monkey King are going to be running around the map a lot. There's not going to be a lot of
Well, do you think
support.
aren't they just going to get a pressure lane against Alchemist, like IO Ursa or something like that?
Yeah, they could do that.
But you do need at least one really self-sufficient core.
I think you need.
Out of your
I
safe area.
think you still need 2 self-sufficient cores.
Okay.
What about like Troll Warlord or something for the safe lane? Or I think Weaver's still pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. Wait on this 4th pickup. Newbee. What do you get here?
So
Counter to Enigma.
Newbee, yeah, Venge. Makes
Okay.
sense. And Evil Genius is
That's really good.
completely throw out
That
the
is
book.
self-sufficient.
with
It's
a
an
morph.
Alchemist hero.
It's not.
I mean, considering the lane he's going up
Yeah.
against, he's going to be facing an Abaddon.
Yeah.
It's not particularly scared about that.
Well, they could aggro with the Abaddon.
Yeah.
So that might be something that EG has to worry about.
Or they could aggro with Venge CM +1.
They can even dual lane.
I think Newbee picks Legion Commander maybe for their last like really strong lane. Can definitely pressure well. And then they could just do that tri-lane maybe against Morphling. Maybe that's not the pick, but if they just duel Enigma, I feel like they can win fights easy.
Yeah, I can't think of too many other
Well, they have to take out a hero right now.
controlling cores versus Morphling. You have to pressure this Morphling. Like, it's all of a sudden with a Morphling versus an Alchemist, it's like it flips.
Right.
The Alchemist lineup feels pressure to actually make things happen. Because inevitably what happens is the Alchemist starts turning against you.
Newbee just maybe goes Earth Spirit as well if they want to do Venge Core.
They could, but then I don't know. Their lineup doesn't look too good with a Venge core and an Alchemist against Morphling plus whatever core EG eventually picks up.
That's true.
10 seconds
So you think it's Venge support for sure?
Or they could pick a really greedy 4. Chinese teams have been favoring Doom. I don't think I've seen Newbee pick it up too much, but
Which team played it against each? Wings, I guess?
Yes.
In their best of 1 match. Okay.
they banned the
Good job.
Warlock themselves.
Okay. So is it mid jug or is this Sumail Morphling?
I think it's mid-jug.
Mid-jug.
They could do Morphling though, but jug probably makes more
Yeah.
sense because they have more kill potential, I guess.
Morphling is actually pretty good at pressuring when he has the extra mana. Normally it's like CM, but in this case it's Wisp. You just constantly waveforming into this Alchemist.
I have a feeling it's probably mid-jug. I honestly don't remember the last time I saw Sumail play Morphling.
Well, we get a 5th pick, Rubik
It's a really good
for
Rubik game.
Newbee.
You can steal Morph,
Lots of steals.
Black Hole.
Black
Yeah.
Hole obviously. That one's a big one.
Okay.
Ooh.
So core Venge and
Fun final draft between our two lower bracket teams. Purge, prediction time. Which way do you want to go on this one?
I think the Newbee draft looks really solid, but I think I'm going to go with EG. I feel like they're going to be able to eke it out, but I'm less confident the last game.
Okay. Charlie?
I think in some ways Newbee is very all in on this Alchemist, and for that reason, I'm going to pick my boys in blue.
What a shock.
EG looked a little off in game 2. I actually think Newbee can pull this off with their aggression. Laning phase should go well for them. Normally I'd say EG, but I think I'm actually going to go Newbee here.
Okay. Interesting. We have 2 for EG and 1 for Newbee. Into our final game we go in the lower bracket, round 3. This for a chance to play IG Vitality. It's all a best of 1 now as we head back to our commentary team of Gods and OD Pixel.
Thank you very much, Red. Game 3 indeed. Here we have it now. EG versus Newbee. We've seen the drafts. There's no Naga Siren. Don't worry. There is an Alchemist. It's coming out here for the side of Newbee. I mean,
Okay.
a little more tolerant, I feel, towards the Al, because there's a fewer maybe than the Naga.
We've seen more of the Naga.
We've seen more of the Naga.
Yeah, so with more of the Naga coming out, I feel like the Alps
It's
may
a
be a
little
bit
more
more
welcome.
Yeah, you know,
But-
the crowd don't mind because Newbee did it too. So
For sure, yeah. this
we'll
crowd
accept
will.
it for now. But
And the people back at home, they'll be excited for what EG's managed to get their hands on. Of course, once again, that Monkey King, bringing Enigma out, and a very interesting kind of duo core that we don't necessarily always see from EG, having this Morphling and Juggernaut.
yeah, so I think the duo support's kind of interesting too with EG. It's perhaps our first IO we've seen all tournament. It was banned a lot against Team Liquid. But what we're seeing now is IO with Monkey King. I imagine Newbee didn't expect them to pick IO with Monkey since they're both typically 4-position heroes, but we're going to see like Crit playing it in that 5 role, something he can play very well. He's played before, and that's not going to be a big issue for
Oh,
EG.
this smoke talking about Crit, bit of the caster's curse kicking in as he's surrounded and taken down. Newbee, first blood, and even more of a bonus, U9 to pick that up on that core carry Venge.
Nice little start for him. They may actually aggro tri-lane. CM, Rubik, Venge, 3 heroes, all with nukes, set up, disable. There's slows, there's stuns, there's everything you could hope for in an aggro tri-lane. This is like the best aggro tri-lane like you almost ever see. Maybe just lacking a bit of survivability and tankiness, but Venge even is like a pretty stat-heavy hero, so yeah, aggro tri-lane all the way. They'll give KP the 1v1. Not expecting him to beat Enigma, but at least to hold his own, get good farm against the Enigma. So very, very bold laning setup from Newbee. Much better aggro tri-lane than what we saw in game number 1.
Absolutely, and it certainly seems to be a strat that teams are doing when there's a Monkey King on the map, because they really want to force them up to the top.
Universe didn't expect this. Iron Talon Clarities, you do not get these items for a 1v1. He was anticipating like at least a dual lane down bottom, like a Rubik Venge, maybe with a CM jungle, and to get zoned back into his jungle itself, but these items do not help him out at all. 1v1 against the Abaddon. Monkey King is headed down bottom, so I imagine that's going to be the solution. Like, all right, Uni's not really geared up for a 1v1. KP's a bit vulnerable. We saw this earlier on, back I think it was in game 1. Let's actually harass him early on, get like maybe a level 1 Jingu and just trade hits some.
It'll be interesting. We'll see on the top lane as Crit. He's caught out here. Telekinesis into Magic Missile will tether across. Yeah, we're seeing a fair bit of punch there from Newbee. Really will punish you if you get caught out.
So we'll be playing that mid jug, looking just to harass Alk wherever possible. Try and chip away at him with that early blade dance.
Interesting to see how he does. Not necessarily the hero you directly associate with Sumail, but perhaps seeing what U9 was able to achieve in game 2 with it and said, guys, let me have a shot.
Yep. And a hero that is a decent, fast-paced fighting hero. There's a lot of greed going around. You pick the offlaners, particularly very greedy heroes in Abaddon and Enigma. Often heroes that go Midas. We've seen the Radiance Abaddon. Enigma just wants to farm typically. And then there was an Alk and a Morphling pick kind of to counter each other, like both to be greedy carry picks. So when you've got already 2 greedy cores, you needed a fighting core. And that's where Venge was picked up by Newbee and the Juggernaut was picked up for Sumail. Like, you can scale well. Juggernaut's a great late game hero. We saw it last game, but it's at least a hero that can create space early on, because if Enigma and Morph aren't able to fight and you lose your lanes, you need one of your cores to step up, say, no problem, I'm going to smoke it with my supports, I'll use my Omni Slash, I'll get some kills for us.
And of course, with these lanes and with that aggressive tri-lane, it really feels like Newbee, they do need to make something happen there, because efficiency-wise, yeah, giving Zai that lane.
Oh, that's interesting.
Into the jungle.
Call. I like this.
Well, I mean, Zai should do fine, especially in the early levels against an Abaddon.
Yeah, Baden's going to struggle to contest this lane a bit. Goes for an early point in the missed calls, using this to last hit. Normally you'd think, if you're against a melee 1v1 Abaddon, you get a point in passive, you trade right clicks with that enemy melee hero, but it's a Monkey King. No one wants to trade hits with a Monkey King. Jingu in this 1v1 is going to give him a big edge over the Abaddon. This is where the Iron Talon works. You go this is like the greedy option for EG, where they can do well in all 3 lanes. Well, not really do well on top. They'll do okay enough, perhaps, get some CS from Morphling, but they'll do well in mid, do well in bottom while jungling.
There's the grab onto Crit again, and actually unable to get the tether out with the chain stun from the Magic Missile.
Nice lane ward there. He pings it out, perhaps getting telekinesis in from a position where he thought he was in fog, so he may realize that ward is there, come back and de-ward it. And yeah, there we go. He's got a sentry, and it will be a quick de-ward.
Nice, you look to beat the ward here. Oh no, JK. I wonder if he's going to give that to Arteezy, but Creeps actually ended up bringing it.
Looked like he was going to, and then the Creeps started taking it, so he's like, oh, make sure someone gets it, and no. Didn't happen.
Bottom lane, Zai actually getting a fair few hits onto SCCC, forcing him away from the camps that he was heading to in the bounty.
Bounty, and probably also stacking. Like you're happy missing some CS and farm in the mid lane if you get like a double stack or something.
Yeah, Jug taking quite a lead now, Sumail. 3.5 minutes in, 22 to the 12 CS of the Alchemist and Zai.
Does mean the bottom lane's empty though, so we're talking about Monkey King being pretty good 1v1 against the Baden. Leaving the lane is basically him saying, I'd rather stop Alk free farming and getting bounty runes.
You go in the mid, good slow onto SCCC. Sumail trying to get in range for a potential Blade Fury, but KP there with the reaction and will force them back.
The 0v0 lane at bottom. Abaddon, I like the Abaddon TPs because his lane's empty, could be free farming, but you want to keep the pressure up on top. Morphling is being shut down quite nicely, so keeping this tri lane up here, continuing to find kills, continuing to bully this Morph, and they find kills. They've perhaps got one here.
Top lane, Crit. Really suffering. I mean, as we saw, got the D-ward, but the wave of Terror Vision is always going to be there to allow the grab to happen. Zai, looking for kills in return, will jump in and find Kaka. And in fact, gets the jump out just before the Frostbite kicks in, so won't be held in position.
I was just about to say, this Trilan's looking really good, because they hadn't even used their Shrine, I believe, up top. They still have, they still have access to a Shrine. They've aggro Trilane, not had to use a Shrine. They may do so now with the CM fairly low. Although it's just a CM still, so she may just be happy to just jungle a camp or two, head back to base and TP back in. But
and Arteezy moving down to that bottom lane, looking for the easier farm potential mid lane. Sumail going in on SCCC, hasn't got quite enough damage and may have overstayed the mark. Now telekinesis back, does not have that Blade Fury to get out defensively because of the aggressive play. The healing ward though, will it be enough? Looking to juke out through the trees. Is there any backup? Zai is making his way over, as well as Crit. Sumail should be fine. Is the tether going to be enough? They get him up. Still they try and chase the boundless strike from Zai. Holds back Karkat and U9. And between Zai and Crit, they will get Sumail back to safety.
Easy Ancients farm now, but good rotations from the Newbee supports. But yeah, the IO kind of saves the day there, as well as a very quick, responsive healing ward. Just level 1, but it was enough to help Sumail out on his retreat. Did free up some space in the side lanes, but Morphling has rotated bottom, deciding he's going to fare better in the offlane against the Abaddon. I say he thinks he's going to fare better. He's only managed to get a couple of CS since going there. He got like 6 CS top, and he's only on 9 CS at the moment, so it's not necessarily going to be an easy matchup. Abaddon very annoying and can do some good zoning himself. But the end result of these lane movements has been Monkey King constantly pressuring the Alk jungle. Jug's been playing very fast tempo and trying to really take the game to SCC as well.
On mid lane, Zai straight up with the setup with the boundless strike. Sumail and Crit moving in for U9, and they'll take it. This time, Sumail getting the kill with the help of his supports.
Sumail's aggression has been really good this game. Even when he's not finding the kills, he's just slowing down the farm of the Alk. That time he does get the kill, and he's going to hit level 6 now. So Omni Slash, very dangerous for heroes like the Alchemist to just be farming in the jungle if Juggernaut comes to invade.
Zai, that's on SCCC, and we'll be able to get the Jingu built up. SCCC could be in trouble here with the balance strike, bringing him down low. KP comes in with the Aphotic Shield, and it will be enough to save him. Faith, though, just right-clicking past them. He's moving across, and Zai and Crit just turn and take a CM for free there. A bit of a strange movement there from Faith, as he walks into the midst of it all.
Yeah, I thought he was probably heading down there to help his buddy out, but ends up just giving away a kill himself. Sumail talked about aggression. This is not him joining up with the aggression in the jungle, but just pressuring the tower. He's managed to just maximize his early game effectiveness from just getting kills, bullying out the Alchemist, taking a tower.
Zai up to top lane. And Did get stunned up immediately, and in fact, yeah, Newbee find the kill. Good black hole from Universe onto 2. Is he actually going to have enough damage to get a kill, though? It isn't. U9's able to walk out. Kaka as well will survive. So as flashy as it was, there was just no reaction from EG. No way that they could actually find that resulting in a kill.
The shrine from happening.
Oh, and Sumail's got an Omni Slash here. If he gets that triple C on his own, he should be able to get the kill. And indeed, with the Blade Fury, he will. No, he doesn't even need it. Trust the crit, gets the crit.
Yeah, Sumail. So. Nicely played, gets the Alk. Alk has been constantly hounded wherever he goes to farm, be it the Monkey King, the Jug. He is getting constantly contested. He's drawing circles in the 2 jungles. Normally you see the Alk like zoned out of the main jungle and then he falls back to farm around that secret shop. But we're seeing him get chased even there. They are really not happy about this this Alk pick, and they're making sure they do everything they can to prevent it from free farming.
Looking at the laning stage though, definitely another story where both Sumail and Universe are finding the farm. RTZ still struggling a little too, so we saw him kind of pressured on the top, moving down to the bottom. He's now starting to get some CS, but with KP back in the lane, it could get a little bit harder. RTZ, they need to find the space for this Morphling, as it is a bit of a slow start here for the Water Boy.
It really is the story of EG in the games. RTZ struggling, not so much in terms of individual performance, but just in terms of the way the lanes are set up and the way opponents are playing. It's like, okay, we're versing RTZ, let's shut him down. He's picking these greedy carries. We've seen Spectres, we've seen the Morphling, we're seeing the Drow Rangers. The Drow's not so much greedy, but it can be pressured a lot. And these heroes are constantly being aggroed against. When he's not playing Lifestealer, the game is very different for him.
Sumail, waltzing forward. I see U9 try and go for a stun. There's the swap, in fact, to set up. The Blade Fury is there before the magic missile, though. Yeah. And Sumail will be fine with the Invis Ring.
Yeah, it didn't have Omni Slash, so it was a bit of a dangerous push to go for, but make sure he doesn't get stunned up there.
That's some really nice boundless strikes from Zai as well, consistently being used to just break up any sort of play that Newbee attempt for from the sidelines.
KP doing what he can to try and bully RTZ down bottom, level 8, so not an easy hero to deal with as a Morphling. It's very agi heavy, but thinking that with these rotations, perhaps he can proc the ultimate and then have his teammates come in to finish off the kill, and they have got numbers down here.
Sumail here, with the help of Zai, will look to find Kaka. Telekinesis will be there to hold back the Monkey King, the Aphotic Shield. Keeping Kaka high for the moment. U9 will come in with the TP. Magic Missile and Frostbound Sumail, bringing him down low, and in fact, he's in a lot of trouble. One more touch and the U9 gets the kill. They'll bring down the Jug as well as the Monkey King. Now turning towards RTZ, can crit. Keep the Morphling alive, a lot of mana to work with. Zai by his back. Knows that he cannot let RTZ go down here. RTZ and Crit now looking to start to turn. Wait for Faith. They have the Boundless Strike, and with that buyback, they will be able to get the CM, and they will keep RTZ alive.
Not totally worth the buyback. He's a hero that doesn't mind using up his money early on, like for a Monkey King to buy back there, but really big kill on the Jug there. Couldn't get the Omni Slash off and didn't get the Healing Ward down. If he stopped to cast Healing Ward, it would have given that extra right click. He tried to just outrun the Vengeful Spirit, but every little bit of damage adding up there. The Venge with, I think, had like a casual Blightstone and everything just for the extra right click damage. Yeah, Blightstone with Phase Boot. So Jug thinking like, I've got Phase, I'm going to outrun this. But there was a lot of right click damage, and that's a level 4 Wave of Terror Venge build. This physical damage cannot be underestimated.
Oh, and Sumail getting swapped back here. We're seeing the Blade Fury will help him a little bit, but the right click still fly through. Zai and Crit are there to help him turn it around. The Magic Missile on the Frostbite, they're bringing Sumail very low. Yeah, now with the Healing Ward out, he's fine.
Crit saves the day there. If he's not there for that tether, they're not saving Sumail.
You want to get this tower. Try for a deny potentially, and they will get it. Sumail with the chase down onto U9 though, and they're very, very low on Newbee.
They're grouping up for that Omni Slash, making sure he doesn't isolate one hero with it.
Sumail will be able to get himself out of there. Meanwhile, during all this kind of fighting and such, yes, Triple C found his space in that upper half of the Radiance map to get the armlet complete. Still worth noticing as well, Universe having the free farm time of his life on this top lane. On par with the Alchemist, and a lot of money rolling into the bank of Enigma.
Going to be going for the fast Blink Dagger, so we'll see some rotations with that. Not necessarily looking for like big team fights off of the Black Hole, but just killing core heroes, finding a kill on Alp, finding a kill on Avenge. Take what picks you can.
On mid lane though, Sumail grabbed out, and this time Crit and Zai not in the neighborhood to help him.
The way Kaka has played with the Venge this game, him and U9.
U9 with the Venge. Oh, sorry.
The Rubik setup, like the two players, like have just been in perfect synergy finding kills. At top lane first on the IO, the plays at mid, they're just in perfect synergy with, they're never stacking their stuns, the telekinesis magic missile, they're using the swap, they're like buying time for the Blade Fury to
That's
end.
a nice steal as well at this stage of the game, with the way that he's playing, as you mentioned.
And just using that Rubik insta-disable, because magic missile can be dodged, but like you chase down a Jug, you're not worried about Omni Slash because you've got an insta-disable.
Kaka actually going to look to just farm the Eidolons, and it's a fair bit of gold.
Yep. U9 managed to phase his way in a bit faster, you perhaps get that kill, but ultimately you force Enigma away, you take some farm, and you apply pressure up top. Alka's not had the best time, he's done decent enough. Considering the circumstances, Alka's still like on an okay trajectory right now, but EG are going to have to continue to keep that Alka on their mind, but feels like the Venge is doing well, the Abaddon and bottom lane has had uncontested free farm. Morphling, while going bottom, has managed to farm better. He's still not farming amazingly well. So the Morph picked up as a greedy counter to the Alchemist isn't necessarily going to pay off if he's not free farming.
At the moment, it's really kind of the greed of the Enigma versus the greed of the Out. As we see at the moment, those two at the top, that Midas doing work for Universe.
KP, good map awareness, seems to know what's coming his way, and TP's out before Monkey scouts him. That boundless strike.
Close, yeah.
I think he saw him right at the end of the TP with that last jump.
Yeah. Now, EG, looks like they will be able to claim this tower. Arteezy can get that last touch, get himself a bit more gold on the way. Put the fortification, but no intentions to head down in Newbee.
Moments like that, that's like the kind of TPs you expect from carry players, like right as the gank's coming at the last possible second, he TPs out. Some fantastic map awareness, and Newbee applying the pressure at top lane. Need to be careful, there could be a response coming from EG. IO is already gearing up here. We still don't see that level 6 IO, so they haven't got the relocate gank threat yet. Bottom lane, are they actually going for a kill here? No, looking for the spell still on the waveform.
Top lane U9 being played around with a little bit by Zai. Zai just keeping eyes, but none of the rest of EG looking for the chase down, so Zai won't commit. Just keeping tabs on the movement here of Newbee's course.
Venge fairly tanky, Ogre Club 1, Aquila, all these small little items adding up, and feels like EG's timing really will come off of this. Blink Dagger Enigma. They can go for a big smoke, try and make a play off of that. Sumail's going to have at least a Yasha. Perhaps the level 2 ultimate from Jug is what you're looking for. You almost double the hero's effectiveness with that Omni Slash when you hit that timing, so we'll see what Jug can do as far as smoking up with the team, trying to make some plays. SCC.
A bit of the kill that they want. Here's isolated. Omni Slash, bring them down to half, and there's the black hole from Universe, grabbing both of them with a double. Kaka, though, with a stolen black hole, holds Sumail in position. U9 comes across, and that stolen black hole allows them to find Sumail. They'll turn towards Zai, they'll bring him as well, but Arteezy will find the cleanup. And at the end of the day, despite Kaka's best efforts, EG will still come out on top with a brilliant initiation from Universe.
Great black hole, and the Wukong's command being laid down in the perfect place. Even though Newbee had a response, they were responding into a black hole. That Rubik was like, I'm going to walk in a black hole. Oh crap, this is a Wukong's command pelting away on me. This hurts, and they get the Jug Monkey King, but that was not the fight they were hoping for. Losing the Alk when he was at about 3.5k gold, couldn't buy the relic. He'll get right back to farming on respawn though, so he's already back up to that gold point, and we'll still have an okay Radiance timing, but every little bit adds up and helps. We'll see what Newbee's response is going to be. Black Hole just used. Do they try and take a fight? Omni Slash just used as well. This is realistically a window where Newbee can actually get aggressive, take some smoke plays, try and use this little timing. They've got a smoke on Faith. They can try and make that happen. 4-man smoke while SCC continues to farm.
Well, have a look at that replay. And again, great movement from the 3 members of EG, Sumail, Zai, and Universe. It is indeed a cute little play from Kaka, which, as we said, does allow them to end up finding Sumail, but the heavy commitment, it just cost them. The Universe is just too big. The healing ward doing a lot of work for them, and Artur turning up to get himself a little bit of the glory as well.
U9 went for the Jug first, which perhaps they don't kill the Jug if he doesn't, but the Monkey King seemed like the more important kill there. If he stops that Wukong's command faster, perhaps Rubik stays alive as well. I think not killing the Monkey King there was perhaps a mistake. You've got to address that Wukong. You either need to get out of the Wukong, cancel it with a swap, or kill the Monkey King instantly. Fighting inside it is just not an option.
Interesting as well to see KP switching up his build here in this third game in comparison to what we saw earlier. Going for the Vlad. So as you said, kind of yourself, you know, Newbee may be looking more to get stuff done now, especially with this Venge core, and KP's build showing that.
They've got the kind of faster paced draft, and Alchemist, while he is a greedy pick, he's a greedy pick that does nothing for like 15-20 minutes, but then he peaks very early on in the game. This is not a hero that gets strong around 40-50 minutes like maybe a Morphling does. He wants to fight around that 25 to 30 minute mark. That's when he has like Octarine, Manta, Shiver's Guard. That's where he gets really scary. So we're going to see them try and utilize that timing more. And while a Midas, he's not going to go Radiant, so you don't need that Midas to make that big jump. Just getting fighting items is going to be just good enough for him. Like get a casual Vlad's, get a Solar Crest for your team perhaps if you want. Get these good defensive items and play around SCC.
Middle lane, they will toy with RTZ, but very hard to do anything about him whilst he has crit.
He's trying to just steal the waveform and he's not getting it. He tried to like bait out a waveform and then steal it, but RTZ knew what he was up to. Re-morphed after the wave.
Yeah, has got that full strength though, of course, Kaka.
Dire Ward in the jungle did not see this smoke. They were just out of range.
See what they can get. Sumail would be a nice grab, but it is right round at Shrine, and Black Hole's back up. They've got to be careful here, Newbee, about the angle that they take. I think they realize as well, seeing the Enigma and the Monkey King joining forces with Sumail, they know there's no way that they can just initiate up to that high ground, even with the vision there.
Yep. Monkey will start jumping around and make sure that no one's still in the area, but as you said, Newbee have to back off. Not a good place to have your smoke pop when you're in the low ground and your opponent's positioned on the high ground, even if you have vision. And most importantly, you're 5-man going up a very narrow ramp into a black hole.
Kaka, seeing if he can get the grab this time.
Nope.
Get the steal, and no. He's still stuck with the morph.
Keep trying. I mean, it's 25 mana, may as well. But RTZ definitely knows what he's up to.
That's Triple C, very close to having the boots to travel. Venge's build, looking for the Manta style, and there's your medallion, as you mentioned for KP, building towards the Solar Crest.
Like this item, helps a lot against Omni Slash and tanking up against Monkey King. Just another item you can, it's going to be all about keeping the Alch alive. There's a lot of damage you can throw at him, and it is not an easy Alchemist game, even if you manage to farm well, so we'll see what he can do. Crit's IO has been very quiet this game. Doesn't really feel like a hero that has paid off for EG. They had a weaker lanes because of it. It felt like it's like, oh, IO's in the pool, we got to pick IO. It's such a good hero, and it is, but the safe lane would have maybe been better suited with a different support. Perhaps something with a bit more fighting power with like that could pair up with the Monkey King. But long-term, the IO will pay off. If they can, I mean, they have managed to do well enough here in the early game that IO is going to really amplify what Morphling can do in a fight, can save a Juggernaut. The relocate save, the overcharge in team fights onto carries can be a very, very big deal.
So they can do anything about this mid lane push. We bring the tier 1 down low. Universe in the neighborhood. Acid spray, making it very hard for him to get any sort of blink initiation.
They want to fight before. Oh.
And with this ward still here, they managed to catch outside. They'll be able to take the Monkey King out to start things off.
Oh, missed the relocate save. I mean, it was just the cast time. He went for it instantly, but Monkey King also died instantly. The big thing is here they're trying to fight and push before Enigma gets like Lincolns and BKBs. If Enigma manages to use that greed factor with the Midas to get up to, yeah, Lincoln Sphere first, then you go BKB. How do you stop those black holes? And they do not want to fight into an impossible to cancel or steal black hole.
Very quick Roshan. Sumail though jumping in onto Kaka, bringing him low. In fact, keeps himself alive there with the Solar Phonic Shield. Finally goes down. Universe jumps in, but he can't quite get the block off initially. He gets stunned immediately. The Universe Enigma is out and down. RTZ falling low, but SCCC falling lower. They'll pop the Aegis. Good KP on the back lines, cleaning up Crit as well. Turning back towards the Morphling as they find RTZ. That Roshan, that Aegis, paying off massively for Newbee, and Enigma Universe couldn't quite get that black hole off. Stunned immediately on initiation.
Such a big fight. EG couldn't get there before Roche went down, so SCC had the Aegis as well, an extra tool to play around, so he doesn't mind trading his life to get RTZ low, and KP with the early Vlad's pickup going for this fighting build. That fight there is where you say, yeah, you don't get a Midas this game. If you have a Midas there, maybe you have Midas Vlad's instead of like Vlad's Medallion. It makes such a big difference having all these cheap, cost-effective fighting items, and it seems like Newbee have said, okay, EG's trying to fight our Alchemist by going super greedy with this Enigma Morphling. They think we're going greedy in Abaddon. Let's not do it. Let's switch it up. Let's play for a more fighting, fast tempo game. The Venge Core, the Abaddon playing for the fighting items, not the greedy items. This has really flipped the switch and changed the story as EG just can't really fight or keep up. Arteezy still just doesn't quite have that critical mass of items to be effective in a team fight yet. Needs that. It's always the 2-item timing, the Linken's plus the E-Blade. That's when Morph reaches like his early game peak. That's when he wants to fight.
And the plus, of course, because he didn't get that black hole off then, and Universe does still have it. So I looking to lay down the Wukong's command here, but already pushing Arteezy out. Newbee creating the space to claim this tier 1. SCCC not worrying too much at all about these monkeys.
Sumail could be in trouble if he's not careful.
That's Faith on the front lines. Solar Crisp buff is there, and in fact they'll turn towards Arteezy. Arteezy very low, waveforms up. Universe hiding in the trees, waiting for any sort of a potential jump if he sees the option.
Steal.
Yeah, Kaka getting the healing ward.
He wanted that more than the Blade Fury at this point for a push.
Can Universe do anything huge? He's in the tree line with crit.
So difficult against Rubik.
How much do they group up? Sumail or Arteezy? If one of them can go in and try and bring them together, they're fairly grouped up. But SCCC with a concoction building up, you don't want to go in when that's there, but now it's gone. Universe eyeing it up, they have that Observer ward. He's got good vision. And there we have Sumail potentially going in for the bait. They need Universe to go for the big black hole, and he jumps, but he only gets one. It's immediately cancelled by the swap. It's not the black hole they needed. Sumail's down, Universe as well.
Oh.
They needed that play, and it just didn't happen, gods. As Zai could be in trouble, as well as the rest of them. As a third kill for Newbee.
What a great fight. We have to watch that one again. U9, they group up around the jug. It looks like a perfect bait. And then U9, I think he just something clicks in his head like,
he knows.
We're grouping around this jug. Sumail's trying to bait us. He steps back, doesn't get caught, and gets the instant swap on the Enigma. Such a heads-up play from the Venge. He was grouped up for the black hole, and he just stopped hitting jug. He's like, this is bad. I can't do this.
And there's the buyback from Universe, but no black hole for still 110 seconds. Newbee piling into the bottom lane, tier 3 down. And they'll almost certainly get these racks. I mean, very little feels like EG can do to stop it. The crowd going wild as the melee racks are taken down, and Enigma falls again. Universe with the dieback.
They'll take a melee racks and happily get out. That's the big objective. Stolen Blade Fury, not the dream spell for Kaka, but still something useful. This is such a good Rubik game with healing wards, Omni Slash, black holes, waveform. Even the Morph Strength has given him a ton of extra HP. Doesn't need to keep stealing it, but just stealing it once can pay off. And as it stands, EG just struggling to fight into this 5-man. Alchemist is such a tanky frontline raid boss right now. He gets the Solar Crest, he gets the Vlad Zora, he gets constant aphotic shields. And EG just don't have the damage to fight into it.
Look what happened off the back of that as well. That
boy.
dieback and such certainly contributing. I mean, look at how close was Universe to Olympus, because something like that could have changed that situation.
He was
I imagine he'd be close
enough,
before the buyback in the second day.
He probably had enough for the Perseverance, but not the Linken's recipe itself.
If he had that fight, it would have been a hell of a lot different.
And that's where this game comes down so much to timings. EG went greedy. Their timing comes around the Linken Sphere with the Morphling Ethereal Blade. Newbee recognizing it. They're not even, normally with Alk, you fight around like 30-minute mark when he has Octarine Manta. They're going without the Octarine. They're going much earlier with the Alchemist because they're afraid of EG getting that Linken Sphere, getting that Ethereal Blade. They want to fight as early as possible, even if SCC isn't at that normal Alk fighting stage.
No, SCC standing tall on the high ground. They know they've got a little bit of timing left. Universe, but 20 seconds, 10 seconds in fact, until that black hole is there. And indeed, you know, Newbee, they know the timing. They know that it's time to, again, respect that potential threat.
Their timing's been extended now. The Enigma buyback, winning those fights, taking your racks. That window where there's no Linken Sphere just got extended. So now you're no longer in as much of a rush. You can actually wait for that Octarine core. You can push another tier 2 tower. You can perhaps even take another Roshan. So winning a fight and forcing Enigma buyback changes the state of this game, and the window for Newbee to excel has been increased, but EG looking to do something about that.
And they need something insane.
They need to get onto the vent. Someone like Jug needs to find...
Look at his positioning, U9. He knows.
How does Jug get on top of that? And then KP's like, I'm just going to run in, scout out the smoke, steals healing ward.
And EG just running back to the base. Well, they do have a link, so... Was it Universe to finish his?
On the Linken? That's not his, that's Morphlings. Oh yeah, I guess he can put it on the Enigma. That's a good way to approach a fight.
If he puts that on Universe,
definitely.
That already helps some of your problems.
Yes, there is 2 ways through. You can use Spell Steal and the swap, so theoretically you want to use Spell Steal first to break it and then swap. Yeah, you don't get to steal the black hole, but you've got to cancel that Linken's to make sure you can deal with it. And generally it's the Alchemy Abaddon in the front lines getting caught. We're seeing those heroes get black holed the most. Rubik wants to stay out on the sides, although I say that, we've seen some super aggressive, great Rubik plays this game. Kaka has been absolutely standout, as is U9. And Newbee going to start working on shrines now. A lot of early farm on this Venge, good fighting items, and the problems for EG will continue as these shrines go down and Newbee perhaps wait out for that next Aegis.
And of course, SCCC just incredibly massive. 27 minutes in, 22,000 net worth, nearly, well, just around double that at the value that Arteezy have managed to climb to. Octarine complete. And as we see here, the two of them, CCC just making sure that Arteezy gets the hell out of there.
Still no Ethereal Blade. We'll have it before any kind of a second high ground push comes, but you're already looking at one lane of racks down and tier 3 tower low, and Newbee eyeing off Roche. They're camping it out, could respawn any time now, so CM's just on Roche duty while the rest of the cores farm at the lanes. See what, okay, I was wondering what KP was going to get next on the Abaddon for fighting items. Gets a casual drums, just like a whatever kind of item. May even consider like an Aghanim Scepter this game as like a nice team fight item that you're trying to break.
I guess at this rate, he could probably rely on the Alchemy at this stage just to give him...
That's true, yeah.
Because he's probably priority in this match, wouldn't you say? Or do you give the Rubik first?
No, not the Rubik. I'd say maybe you consider Venge, because Venge is a core.
For the swaps. Yeah.
Not that you want to die, but the stats as a core hero is just nice, and the swap cooldown. So Venge or Abaddon. Typically, even like when you've got a Rubik with an Ags, you just want to give it to core heroes because they benefit so much from all the extra stats in fights. But we'll see. He's got enough farm. He may just say, look, that Alk is going to give me one too late. We want to end the game now. I can buy one. But there's a lot of good items you can get as an Abaddon that wants to fight. You can get items like Lotus Orbs to try and deal with like the shotgun, get rid of the Malefice. There's a lot of different things you can do this game.
Samael still trying to climb his way towards that Diffusal Blade, a few hundred gold, and he will have it. Universe as well, still quite a bit away from that completed Lincoln. Has the money for Perseverance, but the recipe isn't quite there.
CM in her little Roche cave finally gets rewarded with the Roche respawn.
It paid off. He's back up. We found him.
Poor CM. Just that's your life. But we'll find the Roche respawn. I imagine Alk picks this one up. We'll have to drop his armor, presumably, or the Hyperstone. I guess he hasn't got the full AC yet. Here come EG, though. Can they get here in time?
It doesn't look like it. Roche was falling very quickly.
And KP's in
perfect smoke dispelling range. In fact, Newbee eyeing out the outsides of it all. Here we have the movement forward with the illusions. Universe trying to look for the wraparound, but the Roshan's already down. SCCC picks up the Aegis. Samael will go in with the Omni Slash, but they've lost Crit. They do bring down Faith. Magic Missile will put the Lincolns on Arteezy. Universe still has that black hole. Looking for a perfect opportunity. They're relatively grouped up. There's the jump. He's found two and he'll go for it. But the concoction flies through. Cancels the ult. Wukong Saman is dropped down by side, but they've lost Universe. Samael getting chased down. They'll lose the jug as well. Arteezy desperately trying to find Kaka, and he will do so with the waveform. E-Blade and the adaptive strike. He's managed to bring U9 down as well. Artur holding on, tries to go for the TP, but it's not quick enough. The damage is too much there from SCCC and KP.
Arteezy showing some signs of life at the end of the fight.
They're all in. They want to end this, Newbee. They want to move forward. They want to knock EG out. Send them home.
Yeah, more important than the EG buyback stats is the black hole cooldown. That is something which they're like, there's no black hole. We're not afraid of anything.
Oh, and crit.
SCC, okay, won't get that kill, but will swing back towards the mid lane, and with Aegis still in hand, EG, you've got to buy back, but even when you're back alive, still no black hole, still no big ultimate, still no Omni Slash. Where's your damage going to come from? As EG will be pressed to defend their last lane of racks. No defense at mid. Can they defend top?
The real test for EG. Their final stand here, potentially at DAC. Universe will jump forward, but as you mentioned, still no black hole. Telekinesis onto Artur, looking to try and bring KP down low. Universe kept alive by Crit. Arteezy, waveforms into the center of it all, but he gets Magic Missile. Arteezy's down. There's a dieback for the Morphling, out for 80 seconds, and without him, very little EG can do. Samael gets fade bolted out by Kaka. GG is called, and Newbee move forward here in this Game 3 victory. And Evil Geniuses have come to the end of their road.
Great comeback. EG, you know, they win a very convincing Game 1. It was a bit of a stomp. Game 2, EG have another good laning stage. Look like they may just take the series, but Newbee shows some serious resilience. They had a couple fantastic drafts, and that was a very different Newbee than we've seen during the group stages. Newbee have really